Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Guys, it's been a while, and I apologize for that. Life's been busy, but I do love making YouTube videos, so I'm just glad to be back here making another video for you guys. And not only have we been due to make a new video, obviously, it's been like 3 weeks, but specifically, since the NBA season tipped off recently, and just in general, it has been a while since I made an NBA-related video, I feel like we were definitely due for specifically some NBA-related content, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So it has been 75 years since the NBA's been a sports league. This is the 75th anniversary. So guys, I think it would seem fitting to take all that history, accumulate it all together, and test our knowledge with this giant ultimate basketball trivia challenge that I found online on prosportsquiz.com. This basically is, according to this, the hardest NBA quiz challenge on the web today. Now, out of the NBA, NFL, and MLB, which are the 3 sports that I'm a big fan of, I would say that my NBA knowledge is definitely the best of the 3, and I'm not one to brag, okay? But my NBA knowledge, I think, is top notch. It's in the top 1%. I think I know a lot about the NBA because I've been watching it ever since I can remember anything. So we're gonna put that to the test today, guys. These are 50 questions. So basically, just to read the description, I'm gonna put the link in the bio for this website for you guys if you want to try it out. But we're gonna do this thing together. Basically, it says that this quiz features 50 challenging trivia questions about some of the biggest moments, accomplishments, and events in NBA history. Make sure that you are ready to challenge your brain, as it will test even the biggest basketball fans, like me. After taking the quiz, keep reading to check out some additional context on each question. We don't need that. The context is up here. All right, guys, so I have not gone through this quiz, obviously. I have no idea what they're going to ask. It shows the first question here, but yeah, I think, hang on. How does this work? Okay, so I guess the answers are revealed at the end, okay? So basically, I'm going to answer them one at a time, and then we're going to review the whole thing, see what we got out of 50. This should be fun, guys. Without further ado, let's get into this. The first question, guys, I assume this will get harder as we go along. Bill Russell holds the record for the most NBA championships won as a player. How many did he win during his career? This is easy, guys. If you're any level of hardcore NBA fan, you'll know that it's 11. Not only did he win, well, he won 9 as a player, and the last 2 he won as a player coach. For those of you who don't know, 11 championships. That's an easy one. That's the most in NBA history. Continuing on to the next question, we have who is in second place behind Bill Russell for most championships won as a player with 10. Okay, this is a little harder. It's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't think it's not John Havlicek. It's either Sam Jones or Bob Cousy, one of Bill Russell's teammates that might not have been there the entire reign of terror of that incredible dynasty the Celtics had in the 60s. It's either Bob Cousy or Sam Jones. I'm somewhat confident it's Sam Jones. I think we're going to go with him. I don't think Bob Cousy was around for as long. I'm going to guess Sam Jones, and I'm correct. Let's go. But that was definitely harder than the last question. What year was Michael Jordan drafted to the NBA? 1984, that's an easy one. That was a great historic draft. Okay, wait, John Sally question? Okay, this took a turn, I think. John Sally won a championship with 3 different teams. Which of these was not one of those teams? Okay. Oh, man. Okay, he won with the Bulls. Sorry, he won with the Pistons, obviously, with the bad boys. The Bulls, I know he won with the Bulls. Lakers or Spurs? I mean, either of these 2 teams, he was definitely a bench warmer if he did win a championship with one of these teams. I think it was the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't remember him on the team, but I don't think he was there for the Spurs winning. Because the Lakers had some like old timers on their bench that didn't play. I'm gonna lean towards the Lakers. Oh, it was the Spurs. Okay, fine. All right, we got one wrong. That's our first question wrong. In 2015, Klay Thompson dropped 37 points in a single quarter. Which team was this against? This was against the Sacramento Kings. That was a legendary performance. I could not believe what I was witnessing. Who did the Cleveland Cavaliers lose to in LeBron's first ever NBA Finals? They got swept by the Spurs. That is correct. In 2007. Which of these players was not on the Dream Team in the 1992 Olympics? That would be Mr. Reggie Miller. He probably deserved it at that time, but he was not on the team. True or false, Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson won the same number of titles. That is absolutely true. They have both won 5 championships. As a Lakers fan, I should definitely know that. So from what I'm starting to take away from this quiz so far is that it's not like it gets harder as it goes along. I think the level of difficulty kind of just varies with each question, which is fine. You know, why not? Mix it up, make it unpredictable. So yeah, we're just going to keep moving along here. Which team did Shaquille O'Neal officially retire with? Well, what does it mean officially retire? Well, like his last team was the Celtics. Is it asking who was his last team? Or who was like the team that he was... I think it's asking who's his last team. If that's the case, then the Celtics. Okay, there we go. Okay, that kind of confused me for a second. Okay, which team has lost the most NBA championships? So the Lakers and Celtics, both, for a long time the Celtics had the most championships, but with the Lakers winning in the bubble 2 seasons ago in 2020, they tied the Celtics with 17 championships. But I'm very confident the Lakers have lost the most finals because for many years in the 60s, they would match up and the Celtics would win. So the Lakers have lost the most championships, but they've also won the most championships. So give and a take. In 2017, which player became the first in NBA history to sign a contract that is worth more than $200 million? Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna say it wasn't... I'm leaning towards Curry because LeBron didn't... Okay, $200 million is like at least 5 years. So LeBron didn't sign a 5-year contract in 2017 because he came to the Lakers 2 years later. So it wasn't him. It wasn't Westbrook because he left a couple years later. It could have been Harden, but I'm leaning towards Curry because he makes a ton of money. And he's still on the Warriors and he's signed long-term. So I'm going with Curry, and I was correct. Let's go. Okay. What is the most points that Michael Jordan ever scored during a single NBA game? This, well, the playoff record, he has the playoff record for most points in a game, which was 63. That actually throws people off sometimes. I feel like they think that what he did against the Celtics in the playoffs, Larry Bird and company, with the 63 he dropped, they think that was his career high. And even though that was the most points in a playoff game that anyone's ever scored, that wasn't his regular season career high. That was 69 points. He never scored 70, but he scored 69. So, who won the NBA Finals MVP award when the Detroit Pistons won in 2004? That would be Chauncey Billups. That was a great, well-balanced team. I don't think they're going to have it. Well, Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer, but he might be the only Hall of Famer on that team. Just a great overall team. Who was selected first overall in the 1998 NBA Draft? That would be Mr. Bust himself, Michael Olowokandi. The Candyman did not deliver in the NBA. He was a huge bust. How many total NBA championships did Robert Horry win in his NBA career? And that would be 7. It's just shocking that a modern era player could win that many championships. He has more rings than Mike, but yeah, he was a lucky man, let's just say that. But he did contribute to most of those teams. But yeah, Big Shot Bob has 7 rings, which is pretty unbelievable if you think about it. Who won more regular season MVP awards, Michael Jordan or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Okay, a lot of people would probably go with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has 5 MVPs, which is ridiculously awesome. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6, if you can believe that. 6 MVPs and 6 championships. Michael Jordan has 6 championships and 5 MVPs. Pretty much everyone will say Michael Jordan's better. But for those who don't think Kareem is a top 3 or 4 player, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. Moving on. True or false? Isaiah Thomas won the NBA Finals MVP both times that the Detroit Pistons won the title. Okay. I think it's false because I think in 1990 it was Joe Dumars. Like I vaguely remember the fact that it was Joe Dumars. So I'm gonna go with false. Yes, let's go. Okay, they won't say. I think they're gonna maybe explain more at the end, but yeah, I think Joe Dumars won the second time. Okay, which team selected Kobe Bryant in the 1996 NBA draft before trading him to the Los Angeles Lakers? It's a legendary story. A Lakers fan like me, a Kobe fan like me, I mean, they should just be stripped of their fandom if they don't answer this question correctly. It is obviously the Charlotte Hornets, and then he got traded for Vlade Divac, which is the greatest trade in sports history, in my opinion. How many total NBA championships did Ray Allen win in his career? He won one with the Celtics in 2008, and he won one with the Heat in 2013. He wasn't there for the first of the 2, so he has 2 rings. And Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce are still upset about that, that he has 1 more ring. That's still unsettled beef right there. Who won more NBA Finals MVP awards, Kobe or Shaq? Well, Shaq has 3 and Kobe has 2. And for those of you who don't know, 3 is more than 2. So that would be Shaq. Moving on to the next question. What number did Dwayne Wade wear during his brief stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers? Okay. First of all, that was a period of time we'd all like to forget. Dwayne Wade being a Cleveland Cavalier. He wore number 3 on the Heat, but did he keep number 3 on the Cavs? Honestly, I have no clue. Like, I'm not one of those guys who remembers a bunch of different numbers. I'm going to probably say 3, but there's a chance I could be wrong. Yeah, it was 9. Oh well, what are you going to do? Which player was selected higher in the 2012 NBA draft? Damian Lillard or Bradley Beal? Bradley Beal went 3rd overall. Damian Lillard, I think, went 7th. But no matter what, I know Bradley Beal was taken higher. Hey, both of them panned out just fine. They're both probably... I mean, well, Damian Lillard's a superstar. Bradley Beal's, if he's not, he was a great pick, okay? He's had a great career. Which team joined the NBA first? The Minnesota Timberwolves or the Miami Heat? The Minnesota Timberwolves joined in 1990, and the Heat joined, I believe, in 1988. So they came first, both expansion teams. So yeah, the Heat have had a little bit more success than the Timberwolves, to say the least. So yeah, in early 2020, LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant for 3rd in career points scored. Which team did this happen in? Oh shoot, which team? Oh, I can't remember that. I want to say Sixers, but I might not know for sure. Yeah, okay, because, okay, this is sad, obviously, but I think I remember Kobe tweeting about this, like, the night it happened, and the fact that it was in Philadelphia, in his hometown, was, like, a special thing. So that was very honorable of Kobe to tweet that. And then the next day, oh my God, I'm not even going to get into that, but that was the day before we all know what happened, so that's so sad. But anyways, true or false, John Stockton won the NBA regular season MVP award in his career? That is false. He did not win an MVP, but he was a great, great player, obviously. Larry Brown coached the Detroit Pistons to an NBA title in 2004. Which team did Brown coach to the NCAA National Championship in 1988? Okay. Who won the championship in 1988? Okay, it wasn't Villanova. It wasn't Georgetown because John Thompson was the coach. Could be Kansas and it could be Kentucky. Did Kentucky win a championship before? This is a college question. It's not even the NBA. It's either Kansas or Kentucky. I'm gonna go with Kansas. Wait. I'm going to go with Kansas because I don't think Kentucky won a championship before 2012. I'm just going to go with Kansas. Yes, let's go. I'm right. I even answered the college question right. That feels good. What year was Giannis Antetokounmpo drafted to the NBA? That would be 2013, and a historically amazing draft selection by the Bucks, if I do say so myself. What a steal. He was drafted 15th overall. Which team selected legendary sprinter Carl Lewis in the 1984 NBA draft? This one I don't know. I've heard of Carl Lewis. I didn't even know he played in the NBA. I'm just gonna guess here. I don't think it was the Lakers or the Knicks, like a big marquee franchise. I probably would have heard of that. I'm going to go with either the Hawks or the Bulls. I'm just going to go with the Hawks. And it was the Bulls. Okay. Well, yeah, it is what it is. Which of these players finished their career with 2,000 steals and 2,000 blocks? Okay, I'm going to go with Hakeem because he was great at both. And of these 4 big guys, I think he got the most total steals. Yeah, it was Hakeem Olajuwon. Yeah, his peripheral stats were just mind-blowing. The Jazz moved to Utah in 1989. Which city did the team play in before this? They played in New Orleans. They were the New Orleans Jazz for a while. I think a lot of people would like to forget that because they were not good. Okay, who finished their career with more NBA scoring titles, Allen Iverson or Kobe Bryant? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Kobe, I think, only has 2 scoring titles. Allen Iverson, I think he has more because there was a period of time he was like clearly the best scorer in the league. I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson, and I was right. I don't know how many he has, but I think it's more than Kobe. Okay, which team did Phil Jackson win more titles with, the Bulls or the Lakers? Obviously the Bulls. He won 6 with the Bulls, 5 with the Lakers. That is just basic history, NBA history 101. Who was selected first overall in the 1999 NBA draft? That would be the current Sixers. Wait, actually, he's not the GM anymore, but that would be Elton Brand. Not a bad first. He had a pretty good career. Is he a Hall of Famer or was he a superstar? No, but not a terrible pick. True or false? LeBron James was the first player in NBA history to be selected most valuable player by a unanimous vote. That is false. The first and only player, I believe, to be selected unanimously was Steph Curry in 2016. That is false. Surprising. I remember, Shaq always has this beef about the fact that he wasn't unanimous in 2000 when he won his MVP. There was that one guy, I don't remember his name, but like one guy didn't vote him as the MVP, and he still like holds a grudge against him, so that's pretty funny. Okay, which team selected Vince Carter in the 1998 NBA draft before trading him to the Toronto Raptors? Oh man, actually, I don't think I know this. I didn't know he was traded on draft night, or I forgot. I'm leaning towards the Vancouver Grizzlies because I think they like made a trade with like Damon Stoudemire. I'm just gonna go with the Grizzlies. Oh, I was wrong. The Warriors. Yeah, I didn't know that. I gotta be honest. All right, Karl Malone wore the number 32 for many years with the Utah Jazz. What number did he change to when he went to the Los Angeles Lakers for his final season? 11? Yes, let's go. Okay, I vaguely remember his jersey number as a Laker from the highlights that I've seen. That wasn't a great moment in his career when he left to go to the Lakers. So I think he'd like to forget that. Which team selected Kawhi Leonard in the 2011 NBA draft before trading him to San Antonio? That would be the Indiana Pacers. They drafted Kawhi Leonard and then traded him straight up, or the Spurs traded George Hill straight up to get Kawhi Leonard. And what an excellent trade that was for the Spurs. See, great franchises make trades like that where they seek out the talent and they steal the draft. Or they steal a player. They see the talent and they bring that talent into fruition. So that's a great franchise, like the Spurs or the Lakers, who can do something like that. True or false? Don Nelson won the Coach of the Year with the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, he was the Bucks coach. He was the Warriors coach. He did coach the Mavs. Was he Coach of the Year? I want to say yes. I feel like he was, because he had a couple good years with the Mavs. I'm going to say yes. Oh, it's false. Okay. But I feel like he did coach the Mavs, I think. Oh, man. Shoot. Okay, who finished their careers with more NBA regular season MVP awards? Dirk Nowitzki or Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan has 2 MVPs, and Dirk Nowitzki has 1. So Tim Duncan. 2 great bigs right there, though. Who was selected first overall in the 2000 NBA draft? Kenyon Martin in the worst draft of all time. The 2000 draft was horrendous. I don't think there's any Hall of Famers in that draft. Best players are probably Kenyon Martin, Michael Redd, and Jamal Crawford. I can't, but like no Hall of Famers and 3 solid players who weren't ever superstars or anything like that. Which legendary player had their number retired by the Harlem Globetrotters? Obviously Wilt Chamberlain. He was a Globetrotter, before and I think while he was in the NBA. He was famously a Globetrotter. True or false? John Stockton holds the record for the most assists in a single game. He holds the record for the most assists in a career, but the most in a single game is Scott Skiles with 30, so that is false. And we move on. We're 84% done with this quiz. Who won the Finals MVP award when the Boston Celtics won the NBA title in 2008? Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett? I like how they only gave us 2 options just to narrow it down and help us out. It was Paul Pierce, the captain. I mean, it was fitting. He was there the longest, so he deserved. I mean, I'm glad he was the one to win the Finals MVP. Who is the only player to ever lead the NCAA, NBA, and ABA in scoring? Okay. Rick Barry, Artis Gilmore, and Julius Erving, I don't think they ever won a scoring title. I know George Gervin won a scoring title, and he was also a great ABA player because he played with San Antonio, who was in the ABA. And so because he did, I know he won a scoring title in the NBA, and I'm pretty sure the other 3 didn't, and that George Gervin was was definitely a good ABA player. By that process of elimination, I'm going to go with George Gervin, and it was Rick Barry. Are you serious? Rick Barry won a scoring title? I don't know. I wasn't around back then. I didn't know that. That's actually surprising. I really thought it was George Gervin. Well, it is what it is. How many years did James Harden spend in college before leaving for the NBA? James Harden went to a school called Arizona State. I would know something about that. He was there for 2 years. Yes, he was. And probably the best player, no, not probably, the best player to come out of ASU, for sure. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird faced off in the 1979 Men's Basketball Championship Final, an absolute classic game. Who came out on top? What? Is this supposed to be hard? Magic Johnson and Michigan State destroyed, well, I wouldn't say destroyed, but they came out on top over Larry Bird and Indiana State. Everyone knows that. Come on now. You're not a true NBA fan if you got that wrong. I'm sorry. If you got it wrong, there's the door, okay? Sorry. I have to be brutally honest sometimes. Which team did Michael Jordan play his final NBA game against on April 16, 2003? The final game? This is tough. It's not going to be the Bulls, or else I would have known. Like, they would have talked about how his last game was against his former team. It could be the Hawks. I'm just going to try to be as logical as I can. It's probably not the Bulls because they would have probably talked about that more. Usually you don't end the season playing a team from an opposite conference, usually. So I'm going to say for that reason, it's probably not the Spurs. So it's either the 76ers or the Hawks. I'm going to say this, I don't know divisions, but I'm actually going to say the Hawks because I think they're in the same division. Divisions don't matter at all. Oh, it was the 76ers. Okay. Well, whatever. True or false? Larry Bird was the Finals MVP for all 3 of his championship wins. No, he was the Finals MVP for the last 2 of 3. The first one was Cedric Cornbread Maxwell, so that is false. Moving on, which team originally selected Scottie Pippen in the 1987 NBA draft before trading him to the Chicago Bulls? This I do know, it was the Seattle Supersonics, and what a mistake they made, of course, obviously. How many points did Kobe Bean Bryant score in his final NBA game against the Utah Jazz? Duh, 60. Everyone saw that game. Everyone. 43 out of 50. Am I a little disappointed? Yes, because I feel like I know a lot about the NBA, so I hold myself to like a high standard. But maybe for this quiz, that's pretty good because some of these questions were honestly difficult. It was a difficult quiz, I gotta be honest. So I got 43 out of 50, 86%. It's like a B. It's a solid grade if this were school. It says, amazing, you answered most of the questions correctly. You clearly know your stuff about the NBA. Thank you. I'm so honored. But yeah, this was fun and difficult. I gotta give it to them. It was a tough test. I thought I had no idea what to expect, and it was difficult. And I like to get challenged sometimes. So no regrets. This was fun. I'm glad we did it. And yeah, like I said, guys, link's gonna be in the bio. Try out the quiz for yourself. I don't know if each question is gonna be like different every time, but yeah, if you guys want to try it out yourself, you can. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's good to be back. I'll be uploading more frequently, I promise. This was fun, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care.